Hello and welcome inside our Campus Insider studios, everybody. I am Shae Peppler. I'm joined by our college football analyst, Doug Chapman, and our managing editor, Pete Fiutak. And guys, prior to the start of the season, we asked you to pick your conference winners or which team would win their respective conference. We're a couple weeks in now. I'm going to let you redo those predictions. So we're going to start in the ACC. You both picked Florida State to win the conference. You still sticking with the Noles, Doug?
Got to. I'm not going anywhere. Watch them play minus Jameis Winston. Still the best football team in college football. Definitely the best team in the ACC. Staying with Florida State.
You don't need to do this part of the segment. We got it right at the beginning of the year. We got a lot of these right. Florida State's obviously the class of the ACC. They're going to get there now on the right day. Can someone from the Coastal have a puncher's chance? Absolutely, with the way the Noles have played so far. But at least Florida State's going to get there. I think they're going to win the ACC.
Why change course? Let's go to the Big Ten now. You guys both picked Michigan State, but they've since lost to Oregon. Doug, you staying with Sparty?
I picked Sparty before Braxton Miller went down for Ohio State. After watching Ohio State lose to Virginia Tech makes me look a little bit smarter. Michigan State's the best team in that conference. They'll get challenged from Wisconsin and Nebraska from the West, but they're the best team. They should win it.
I know better than to go against a smart Doug Chapman. Absolutely. I'm taking Michigan State. Loved them before, love them even more now. Wisconsin and Nebraska, each of them might have a shot at a Big Ten championship game, but Michigan State's going to get there. They're going to get in the college football playoff.
What about the Big 12? You originally picked the Baylor Bears. You staying with Bryce Petty and company?
I'm going to have to jump ship and go with Oklahoma. I'm not still sold on Trevor Knight, but Baylor hasn't played anybody. They have not impressed me. Oklahoma has impressed me, especially defensively. I'm going to go with the Sooners.
It's Oklahoma, it's Baylor, and it's everyone else in the Big 12 championship. But I think Oklahoma's just that much better. They're playing too tight, too well. They've shown me something. Baylor has not played anybody yet. I'm sticking with Oklahoma.
Yeah, that was your original pick. All right, let's head to the Pac-12. Doug, you picked USC, but they've since lost to Boston College. Staying with the Trojans.
Yeah, the Trojans let me down, so now I'm jumping ship. I got to go with the Ducks. Marcus Mariota's playing out of his mind. They took a punch last week from Washington State. They withstood it. Mariota looked sharp. He's still the clear-cut front runner for the Heisman. Got to go with the Ducks.
Once again, tune into Campus Insiders in June, and we'll give you all this stuff. There's no reason to change. Of course Oregon's going to win this thing. There's no one from the South that can touch these guys. Stanford's got a shot at Oregon just because we saw against Washington State. You can still kind of play around with this team a little bit, but Oregon's the class of this conference. I think they're going to win.
Let's head to the SEC. You both picked Georgia. They have since lost to South Carolina. You sticking with the Dogs, Doug?
I'm going to go to the SEC West. I was all about Georgia. Now I'm all about Alabama after watching that offensive explosion versus University of Florida. They have the best defense in the SEC. Roll Tide roll.
I'm going to flip on this one to Alabama only because I don't know if Georgia can get there. That loss to South Carolina in division means a lot of stuff has to happen. Georgia has to be nearly perfect, and I don't think they can. But if they get to the SEC championship game, I think they win it. Alabama right now is looking like the class of the West, but you take any one of those teams out of the West. You give me Mississippi State, Ole Miss, any of those teams, I would not be shocked, but I'm going to take Oregon.
So both of you jumping from the Dogs to the Tide. All right, finally, let's hit the Mountain West. You both picked the Broncos to take home the title in the Mountain West. You sticking with the Broncos?
I'm not. I'm going to go with Nevada. I love Cody Fajardo. I even love more Brock Hecking's mullet hanging out the helmet. They have looked very good. Boise State had some issues week one versus Ole Miss, especially on the offensive side of the ball when they're forced to throw it. I'm going to go with Nevada.
You're so jealous, man. You just wish you get that blonde hair going like that.
Like Shae.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with Boise State, although Doug's absolutely right. Nevada's been fantastic. That win over Washington State looks a lot better than even did at the time. Nevada's playing really well. It's right now it's Boise State, it's Nevada, and it's everyone else. I'm going to stick with the Broncos.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Pete Fiutak, Doug Chapman. Great stuff as always. Well, for more on what is trending in the world of college sports and beyond, be sure to check out the feed. That is with me, Shae Peppler. That is on Tuesdays right here on CampusInsiders.com.